It's state volleyball time, Colorado style. Welcome to the Denver Coliseum, home of the 3, 4, and 5A state volleyball championship matches. A 2-day, 12-team pool play with one winner determined on Saturday night. Good afternoon, everybody. Mary Kay Morrow courtside for the action on 5A. Tonight, we will see Chaparral, the defending two-time state champions, facing a league rival, Legend, the upstart Legend Titans, only a 5-year school. They only had their first senior class last year, and now look at them. They are in the state tournament, first time ever under head coach Katie Windsor, and what a terrific season. 18-6 for the Titans, second in the Continental League, right behind this very own Chaparral Wolverines team by one game. Region 10 champions beat Rangeview and Rocky Mountain. On the other side, TR Ellis, two-time defending championship teams at Chaparral, first ever state champion squad athletically for the school. Had some dance competition that did extremely well in state as well, but now back with her team. No more Liz Campbell, no more Nicole Dalton. She's got Shelton and Stanley and company playing at a high level, and they start off this match against Legend with the first point. Hey, in case you missed it, last match was unbelievable. Eagle Crest, the number 2 seed in this 12-team tournament, against number 11 Heritage, went 5 sets, and Heritage upset the Raptors in 5. And while Eagle Crest lost its ace outside hitter, Taylor Lloyd, in the middle of the 4th set, as Heritage went on to defeat Eagle Crest in the first of their pool play. All right, this is pool play number 3, and the first match of the day for both Legend and Chaparral. Chaparral leads at 2-0. Outside, big swing by actually on the outside that time, coming from Ferguson. Haley Ferguson, a 5'7" junior. 3 in a row on the service of Maddie Thorpe. Boy, Chaparral finding a way to get back here. The same floor. It has won 2, not just 1, 2 state championships, making that 3 in a row for the Continental League after a decade-long dominance by the Centennial League. Now on the service and the point, Miranda Foster, the 5'9" senior for Legend. Power, there it goes. Haley Ferguson throwing it down. Ferguson, see that quick approach, really similar to Abby Shelton. And we haven't even seen Shelton put in a swing yet. Wait till you see her put up a couple from the outside. All right, there's the service. 4 serving 1. Here's a power at the net, right through the blockers. And that's Jamie Bredal. And Bredal did a great job of getting through that tough block up top by Chaparral. 4-2, Legend down. The libero serving, and that's Alexis Boughton, or Boughton rather. Into the net it goes. Legend picks up another point, 4-3. Hey, in the first meeting between these two, and then the only meeting, it was won by Chaparral. And in that match, Coach Katie Windsor, in her 5th season, she started with this team when it started as a school. She said that, really what happened is it was really kind of an uneventful match. However, she said that what she noticed is that you got to keep Shelton and Stanley from scoring points like they're used to, which is cross court. Key today, Legend's got to force Chaparral to score some points in other ways than from Stanley and Shelton. 5-4, Chaparral leads it. Service coming up for Legend. Jamie Bredal, the 5'10" senior, will do the honors. There's a nice strike on the ball by Jaylene Adams. Free ball over by Legend. There's the set coming in from Ellis. And finding the court in a hurry. Ball goes down, another point for Chaparral, 6-4 for the defending two-time state champions. Service by Adams. Outside swing by Laura Williams. Off the blockers. And it's going to go out of bounds and actually hit the top of the net and went out. So Chaparral gets the point, 7-4. Jump set. Oh, and Williams, too soft, trying to get over the block. Sometimes you hear footsteps and sometimes you can ignore it. Sometimes you got the distraction. You would think there's a lot of distraction for this Titan squad. First time ever here. You got 5 courts going at the same time. Good reason to have a lot of distraction. And hey, how about that swing? There's Abby Shelton, the power coming from the outside. First one scorches out of bounds. So Legend pulls back to within 3 at the service. Will be number 11, Katie Hopt, the 5'10 junior. Serves deep. Nice pass, outside Shelton, off the blockers. Pancake almost got the ball up, and that was Bredall. Changes. Back in is Ferguson for Sherman, for the Chaparral, rather for Moydell. So Legend gets through the blockers as Casey Guilford will continue to serve. 9-6 Chaparral. Down the middle in the 6th spot. Outside the pass goes. Ferguson down the line. Nice pass. And that was Bredall on the pass, but the hit by Guilford goes sailing out of bounds. So Chap leads it now, 10-6. Service coming up by Shelton. Goes to the 6th spot. Jump set outside, go down the line. Beautiful hit by Foster, picked up on by Chap. Here's again, ooh, right into the blockers was Foster. Kept alive. Big swing coming in for Stanley. Nice diving save by Shelton, getting back in position. There's Foster, blocked again, kept alive. Good rally going with Bredall. Who's got the stamina and the discipline? Shoot set, block by Legend along the net. Jumping up and, oh my, miss hit by Haley Ferguson. And sometimes those are the best ones because it throws off the timing of the opponent, and such was the case. Chaparral wins the long rally. Shelton will continue to serve. This time goes to the 1 spot. Quick in the middle, good tap by Nikki Kennedy. And struggling to keep the ball up, Maddie Thorpe, the defensive specialist. Legend gets a point. Now just 4 back, and serving will be Sophie Brennan. Brennan, just a sophomore. 2 sophomores and 3 freshmen on the Legend squad. Ferguson goes up strong. Nice tap there by Foster. Ooh, quick swing there by Stanley. Block at the net. Going up almost a joust, and look at the effort by Nikki Kennedy, the middle. Terrific job. Second top point scorer, but great blocker. Outside it goes. And Stanley makes Legend pay for leaving the line open. Diving effort by Kennedy Hopt to no avail. Now the libero gets set to swing from the service. Maddie Thorpe, jump serve. Pass on the way. Here comes outside. Bredall picked up in the back row by Chap. Cross court goes Stanley, and diving effort by Boughton. Can't get there in time. Morgan, Stanley, and Shelton. That's where the action is. you know, and then you mix it up a little, you go back to the middle, then you get some hits from Ferguson. I mean, it's just a really good effort. Titans are going to have to manage that middle attack. That was Stanley. Here's a quick. And Nikki Kennedy, the 6'3 junior, finds a spot. 14, but not before. Shap goes up 14-7. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well. Chaparral leads the first set 14-7 over Legend. You're watching live action of the Colorado High School State Volleyball Tournament on CHSAA.tv. Back to live action as continuing to serve is Maddie Thorpe. Great play at the net. It's going to be off of, wait a second, we've got some dispute at the net. And it's against Chaparral on the violation. No, it's not. It's going to be a replay. All right, here we go. Middle attack, big swing by Foster, picked up in the back row by Shap. Oh, and look who's putting it away, number 17 again. Haley Ferguson, the 5'7 junior right side, getting a lot of swings here early in the first set. You got on this rotation, you got Stanley and Ferguson in the front row, along with number 15, Jalen Adams. And with Thorpe serving, it's really been a sticky rotation for Legend. 16-7. And that one doesn't work. Service error by Thorpe, but not before she rattled off about 5. And it's 14-8, rather make that 16-8. Chaparral. On the serve is Miranda Foster. Foster, 5'10 senior, great vertical, very athletic. Play at the net, here comes the set. It goes outside, nice dink by Bredahl. Oh, good diving effort by the libero, Boughton. Ball goes deep, too deep, and out of bounds. Shelton was hustling after it. Couldn't get there, and actually it caught the corner. How about that? What a play for Legend. Foster will continue. Ball goes right at Ferguson in the one hole. Outside Stanley off the blockers. Kennedy goes back up and power dinks it down, and Legend gets into double digits, closing the gap to 6. 16-10, Chaparral leads it over Legend. 2 Continental League foes right here. 1-2 finishers in that tough league. Outside, Stanley down the line. Who's there? No one. Nothing but the bottom of the court. Phenomenal strike by Stanley. And what you'll see with Morgan Stanley, the 5'10 senior, is she was a right side, very strong at the state tournament, but she approaches the angles differently. Gets high over the blockers, as we saw in that last kill. 17-10 Shap. Off the blockers, diving attempt by Thorpe, way out of bounds. Legend hangs tough here with the defending state champs. Boughton on the service for the Titans. Hits the libero. Here's the swing coming up. Adams. Ball picked up at the back row. Over the top goes Bredahl. And a little too strong going out of bounds. Shap's going to get the point. 18-11, pretty quick pace here by both teams. Here's the set by Brennan. Stuff block, picked back up. Oh, and just a little bit too much. Jessica's Sufer had trouble on the side. Chaparral looking like the team to be first to 20 at 19-11. Here's Morgan Stanley. Nice serve received by Foster. Outside it goes Shelton with the big swing. No one home. Down the line by Abby Shelton. That's the power. That's what got her to all-state status a year ago. As a sophomore, she was in the front row rotation. She helped out, replaced a senior. Her transition off the net and then just quick approach is what really separates her. Phenomenal effort by the senior Shelton. 20-11, Shap leads it over Legend. Our state championship coverage is provided in part by Colorado Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll be there the day you buy your first car, the day your first child is born, and the day you file your first claim. We'll be there to make sure your insurance coverage keeps up with all the changes in your life. We're Colorado Farm Bureau Insurance. Get real coverage. Colorado Farm Bureau Insurance. Well, it's been quite a day so far. First match of the day. Chatfield, the number 12 seed out of the 12 teams, defeated an upset number 7 Highlands Ranch. Number 9 Lakewood beat number 5 Mountain Vista. Number 1 Doherty defeated number 12 Chatfield. And number 4 Cherry Creek defeated number 9 Lakewood. And then, in case you missed it, our first 5-set match saw number 11 Heritage upset the 21-3, now 21-4 Eagle Crest Raptors, number 2 seed, in the 5th match of the day. We are in the 6th. We got 2 more to go tonight. Chaparral leads this one 22-11, doubling up the Legend Titans. One match they played for the league championship late in the season, and Chaparral defeated Legend. Nice tap over by Foster. Outside it goes in the middle of the attack. This time Shelton does damage with the middle attack and that big smile. That's got to keep her team pumped and with high energy. 2 points away from capturing set number 1. Middle attack, there's the big swing by Brettall. Off the blockers and good. So 23-12. Legend needs a roaring comeback right now at the hands of Jamie Brettall. Brettall, the sophomore, top point scorer. Back set on the way, coming in by Sarah Ellis, and Jaylene Adams, the right side, gets it off the blockers. 1 point away from set for Chaparral. Here's set point. Here comes Adams with the serve. Goes to the 1 hole. Brettall outside. Picked up in the back row by Shap. Roll spiked and good coverage along the net. That time you saw Casey Guilford, 5'11" freshman, on the block. 24-13. On the service, Kennedy Hopt, the 5'10" junior for the Legend Titans. First appearance in a state volleyball tournament. Ellis, back row attack to Shelton, a little bit long. 10-point advantage now for Shap. Still set point. Stanley, Ellis goes outside Shelton, big swing, great dig. Outside Foster, off the blockers. One more attempt, got it over. Free ball. Here it goes, quick in the middle, beautiful hit by Guilford. Nice dig, and it'll go out of bounds by Chaparral. So 3 in a row, 2 coming off the serve of Kennedy Hopt. Tries the 5 hole, Ellis. Outside, Shelton comes down the side. And completes. Did it go through? No, just missed the corner. 4 now in a row, 24-16. Titans incrementally getting back into this one. Still set point. Pick up by Brettall. Foster with the free ball. No! Too soft, hits the top of the tape. Unfortunate way to finish a nice little run there, 4-0 run to no avail. 25-16. Chaparral controls set 1 in the best of 5. You're watching championship volleyball action, 5A style from the Denver Coliseum in Denver, Colorado. You're watching CHSAA.tv. Getting ready for set number 2 between the defending 2-time state champion Chaparral Wolverines and the Legend Titans. First appearance in a Colorado State tournament. Mary Kay Morrow bringing you the action. And look at the power, this one coming by way of Morgan Stanley. The 5'10 senior starts it off for Chaparral. The way it finished with a point as Chaparral wins set number 1, 25-16. Over league foe Legend, 1-2 in the Continental League. All right, back set on the way. This one coming from Pasick into the match for the first time tonight. Set by Ellis, quick all the way. Nice shoot there. That was a great shoot set. Hannah Reynolds seeing some action, the 5'9 junior for Chaparral. On the serve, Abby Shelton, 2-0. Here's the quick in the middle. Beautiful swing coming from Nikki Kennedy. Kennedy at 6'3", top middle for the Titans. She has a verbal commitment to the University of Denver. She will be joining some of the Eagle Crest folks there. Actually a transfer, Bailey Karst on the way back from University of Ohio. And Lloyd has verbaled as well, the junior who got injured in the match against Heritage. And Ruth Okoye will be going there too, the senior. So lots of good players staying home and playing for Coach, first-year head coach Jesse Mahoney, who was Tom Hilbert's #1 assistant at Colorado State University. All right, here's the service by Foster. Thorpe on the receive. Nice dig coming up by Boughton. Gets it over. Quick in the middle. Shelton, can she find the corner? And the line judge says yes. So Legend clicks back with 2 in a row after 3 consecutive by Shelton. Actually, after 2 by Shelton, and now point goes to Shapp, 3-2. Outside, ball gets to Jessica Sufer. And it goes sailing out, so 4-2 Chaparral here in set 2. Thorpe on the serve. Where's she going with it? She goes to the 1 spot. Foster can't handle it. And 5-2 Shapp. Can't let Shapp get too far out in front. Now, they ran into a roadblock in a 4A tournament that filled the gap of district, because with this new format, districts was eliminated and just a regional tournament was created. So a lot of teams hosted tournaments. Cheyenne Mountain hosted Lewis Palmer, Doherty, and Chaparral. And Lewis Palmer and Cheyenne Mountain in the 4A ranks defeated Chaparral. So Coach TRL has told me, she goes, we've had a great end of the season. We won out in league, and she goes, and then we ran into a buzzsaw in the 4A. No doubt. I had a chance to cover Cheyenne Mountain and Lewis Palmer in that league matchup where Lewis Palmer, for the first time in 9 years, won the Colorado Springs Metro League over Cheyenne Mountain, the 4-time defending 4A state champs. All right, there's a power hit by Shelton. Actually, that was Ellis who came in with the big hit. All right, outside, here we go. Morgan Stanley, as Foster goes diving to save it in front of Boughton, gets her hand on it, but goes sailing out of bounds. Shapp now leads it by 6. Long rally. Now serving Aaron Moydell. And Moydell's been just a great, fun defensive specialist there. One of the best ball handlers, great server. Aces, key aces in both the 2010 and 2011 state championship matches. Moydell back to serve again. She's helped her team increase that lead to 7-3. Legends got to start turning it around here. They don't want to let Chaparral get too far ahead. Jump serve by Moydell. Ooh, at the face of Boughton. Mishandles it. And looking at the Legend bench, not a lot of energy right now. Down 8-3. First match of the day in pool play for these two teams in Pool 3. The third team is Cherokee Trail. The Cougars, who tied for 4th, or actually placed 4th behind Eagle Crest, Cherry Creek, and Grandview in the Centennial League. Jump serve, that time coming by way of Jamie Brendall. 8-4. Sets up Kennedy, and Kennedy into the blockers with a beautiful swing. Gotta like Nikki Kennedy, 6'3", long, lanky. Great wingspan. And we've got a replay, got a ball that goes into the court, so we'll replay it. That'll happen. You've got 5 courts, a lot of distractions here. Titans, first appearance ever. Lot to block out and focus on the 2-time defending state champs and league rival. All right, outside it goes. Morgan Stanley runs into the block, but gets it through the hands of Laura Williams. and gives Chaparral a 9-5 lead. Coming back for the ball was Brettel. Outside it goes. Shelton blocked by Legend. Nice pass. Oh, sets it over. And Chaparral not ready for it. Smart play by the senior. That's 5'10", Jamie Brettel. Doing a terrific job at the net. Pulls her team to within 3. 9-6. Chaparral leads it for the serve as Kennedy hopped. Taking a seat is Riley Busick. One hands it over is Ellis. Outside it goes. Foster has a lot to deal with at the net, but she gets the tip. That was a tough ball to handle. It could have been a joust, but she had enough forward momentum. It pushed through the top of the blockers. She found some fingers. Oh no, I guess not. Boy, it sure looked like it. Point went to Chaparral and then turned right back over with the service error. How about that? So Legend gets the point back in free fashion with the air. Down 10-7. On the service, Casey Guilford. Ace for Guilford. And Guilford, just a freshman, was on the JV, but when Kennedy Hopp got hurt, they moved Laura Willems to the right side and brought Guilford in, and she has been a pleasant addition to the varsity team. Just a freshman, serves it in again. She's pulled her team to within 1, 10-9. That time Chaparral able to get through the tough defense. This is a good rotation for Legend right now. They've got some height at the net and some athleticism in the way of Williams, Kennedy, and Brettel. Outside it goes. Foster challenged at the net by Pasick and Stanley. As quickly, 2 more points for Chaparral, leading it by 3 now, 12-9. Oh, Kennedy all over the block, all over. She was on top of Hannah Reynolds in the middle. So that middle block by Kennedy, you know, she's got a great combination. She's got size, she's got speed, 2 key ingredients to an excellent middle, and she's just a junior. Nice float serve coming by way of Sophie Brennan. Ball tapped around, Legend can't keep it up. Losing a point to Chaparral, 13. Now serving 10. Back to serve is Abby Shelton. Here's a kid who did great work in the offseason. She's already an all-stater and 2-time state champion. A lot of room in the work in the weight room. And that'll pay off. You know, you don't see a lot of volleyball players in the weight room for very often, especially for volleyball players. But more and more, to keep the edge, no matter the sport, even if it's golf and cross country, you need some sort of a weightlifting program. Shelton took that to heart and really worked hard in the offseason and has helped improve her game and strength, which she already had. Pass received by Shelton. Big swing by Morton. Picked up by Boughton. Guilford. Foster will down ball it. And oh, right there, the pass went too high and no doubter, leaving it up to Kennedy to put it away. 13-12. Legend creeps back into it with 2 in a row. Timeout on the court by T.R. Ellis and company. As we'll step aside, you're watching CHSAA.TV live coverage of Colorado High School girls state volleyball action. Back to live action. Chaparral able to convert another point at the hands of Thorpe and company. 14-12. Thorpe to the 6th spot. Outside it goes. Miss hit in some ways by Sufer. Big swing by Stanley. Off the blockers. Point Chaparral. Well, Thorpe served up 4 in a row in the first set. She's on a tear again. Nice line drive jump serve. Here's a back set. On the way by Brendall. And Brendall gets it off the blockers. Point inside out for Legend. 15-13. So Kennedy takes a seat. Boughton comes back in the libero. Ellis, back set to Pasick. Pasick goes cross court. Goes off the hands of Foster for point inside out for Chaparral. So Chaparral using a lot of players. Natalie Pasick transferred from Ponderosa. She was out with a knee injury. It happened over the Labor Day tournament at Regis. She had it scoped and was able to work her way back into some playing time. Coach T.R. Ellis, this was early September, didn't know how long she would be out. And she did a terrific job to work hard and get stronger, rehab, and is now contributing down the stretch for the defending state champions. Ball is set back over by Shelton. In the middle, the hit comes from Guilford. Kept alive by Chaparral. That back row attack by Shelton, she was just a little off balance. That ball was sinking fast and she had her body going forward, and it wasn't really a good combination. Legend now down by 1 with Brendall on the serve. Roll spike by Stanley Morton. And there's a kill. Picked up by Brendall. Beautiful dig. Over the top, that's Jessica Sufer rather, with the roll spike, and we are tied at 16. So 3 in a row by the Titans. And Brendall will continue to do the honors behind the line. Big swing by Morton. Off of Boughton. Kill point Chaparral. Pretty much if you say Stanley or you say Shelton, you usually follow it by kill. All right, in the middle, great attack. Chaparral struggling with it, but gets it back over after a little ping pong action. There's a tip by Guilford. And that time, Shelton comes diving in to no avail. We are tied once again back at 17. So serving it up, coming in is Kennedy Hopp. She's the one who got injured earlier, so she's just seeing spot time for the Legend Titans. Big swing again. This one from Shelton. It not only went off of Brendall and went up over the net, but into the next court, deep to the bench. That's how much steam was behind that swing. Boughton, great serve receive. Back set. Nice kill by Cassie Guilford. Not a lot of power. Great angle on the cross court. We're knotted back at 18. Legend got over some of the jitters, found its groove. Doing a nice job here in set 2. We've got a tight one going on. We're knotted at 18 apiece. Thorpe with the pass. Middle attack, this time coming from Shelton, and she rips it down the middle. No one home to touch that one. This Legend lets it go through. 19-18, Chap leading. Ellis will do the serving. Sarah Ellis runs that 5-1. She has really stepped up in this offense for Coach T.R. Ellis. Big swing at the net for Legend, off the arms of the defense for Chap. Another tie. unofficially, we've had 5 ties here in set number 2. Service by Sophie Brennan. Stuff block! Compliments of Bredahl and Kennedy. Bredahl, Kennedy, and Foster at the net. Something to contend with for Chaparral. Legend, first one to 20. Mishandled, serve, receive. Block at the net again, and Chaparral, struggling with the serve receive, has affected its execution and out of system. Legend pulls ahead by 2, 21-19. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1 too, as Legend leads it over Chaparral in high school volleyball action. You're watching CHSAA.tv. Brennan, one of the sophomores, back to serve again. Setting up Shelton, no, goes outside of Pasick. Picked up by the Titans. Stuff block again at the net, but this one falls in front of Kennedy and Foster. So point and side out. Shelton will go back to serve. Her team down by 1, 21-20. Second set action. It's going to be a down ball. Good job by Bredahl. Stanley on the dink. No one there. Great attempt on the dive by Brennan. But Stanley took a lot of it off. Great change-up with good velocity, and it just spun out. Here's the set and the kill. Nice quick. Talk about execution. Sophie Brennan to Nikki Kennedy. Boom. Legend up by 1, 22-21. All right, on the service, Foster. Foster, makes Shelton dig deep low. Oh, Stanley goes way down as she really worked hard on Brennan. As Morgan Stanley unleashes the power and gives her team pulls her team to within a tie at 22 apiece. Brennan in the middle, dink on the way. Picked up by Shap. Brennan will go outside this time. Oh, nobody home. So, interesting enough, late in the set, that ball might have been intended for Jessica Sufer, and instead Boughton was over there, and she kind of had to dive for it. Chaparral needs 2 more, and they'll win this second set and go up by 2. Legend. There's a roll spike picked up at the net, and Jessica Sufer hits the top of the net. Timeout on the floor by head coach Katie Windsor. That was a tough ball for Brennan to handle. The serve receive wasn't real clean. Brennan didn't have a whole lot to do with it, and it left Jessica Sufer, the 5'10 senior, far from the net, trying to convert that one. Set point right here for Chaparral. They've gone on a 5-1 run here to go up 24-22 over the Titans. Head coach Katie Windsor calls the timeout. She has gotten this team ready. She played at Colorado Christian University, played for the Eaton Reds, who are in the state tournament. As a sophomore, they won the state championship in 1993, and as a senior, lost in the semis. All right, set point on the way. Brennan outside. Gets it to Sufer, off the hands of Chaparral, and who puts it away? Stanley. Morgan Stanley gets an opportunity, and more times than not will make good on it. And tough set. Lost by Legend as it was up 21-19, and a 6-1 run by the defending state champs earns Chaparral its second set in a row, 25-22. One more set, the sweep would be on, and Chaparral would win its first match of the 2012 state tournament. Stay with us. We'll get ready for set number 3 coming your way right here on CHSAA.tv.
This number 4 right here, but it has listed as Monahan. I was like,
did you tell him that?
If he comes back over, that's what I'm going to tell him, because I looked at the program. Because I was like, there is no Shannon Kennedy. I'll just tell him that. You must have done it by accident, like one time. He's like, well, there's people watching at home, and like, she called her last name Kennedy instead of Monahan. I was like, okay. Well, it says it right there in the program. I'm like, you idiot. That's what I'm going to be like, you idiot. You're stupid. Yeah, because there's this Nikki Kennedy and this Shannon. I'm like,
there's Nikki Kennedy and Kennedy hopped.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember her being out there. Must have been brief. Well, I'll keep my eye out for her.
Well, if it comes back over, I'm just going to look at the program.
Getting ready for the third set, best of 5 here, Legend and Chaparral. Mary Kay Morrow, live action from the Denver Coliseum 5A State Volleyball Tournament. Legend quick in the middle, Nikki Kennedy putting it away. Legend on the board first here in set 3. Tough set to lose. That second one for Legend, 25-22 after being up 21-19. 6-1 run by Chaparral. Outside, Ferguson misses the line. Point, Legend. At the serve, Sophie Brennan had a great set in the second one. Good setting, good mobility. Off the block, Morgan gets a point for Shap, side out. On the serve, Thorpe. Boughton with a nice receive. Quick to Kennedy. Picked up by Shelton. Dinked by Morgan. And Stanley gets it across. Rally on the way. Thorpe plays it. Nice swing by Stanley off the pass by Thorpe. Outside it goes. Here comes Bredall. Goes down the line off the arms of Ellis. And back off the net. Good rally. That one won by Legend. Up by 2. 3-1. Titans in the lead. They are down 2-0 in sets. Must-win situation for the Titans. Here's the kill. Block on the way. And beautiful effort by Legend at the net, stuffing Stanley. That doesn't happen too often. 4-1 Legend. On the serve, Foster to Thorpe. Not real great of a pass. Stanley makes it work to get it over. Ellis back set to Stanley. She'll dink it over. Anyone there, and is it in? Yes. Beautiful decision. That's what you get from your seniors, experience. And, you know, Stanley can play all the way around. She'll also play that middle back defense. Really strong state tournament last year. And in for another one here in the first match of pool play. Slide, and Bredahl goes right into the block, and that was a 1v1 with Stanley. Ball went off of Stanley, though, and out of bounds, so point Legend, 5-2, Boughton on the serve. Thorpe, nice reaction to use the hands on the serve receive, and look at Stanley. That was a great set by Ellis. Good execution. Thorpe made the pass work. Ellis handled it well and set up Stanley perfectly as she throws it down. And Stanley on the year, 329 kills. Her counterpart on the other side, Abby Shelton, 349 kills. You wonder why you got the 1-2 punch on the edges for Chaparral. Point Legend, you got Bredahl at the serve. 6-3 for the Titans. Ellis, back set. She's got Adams. Adams off the blockers. And if you know the block's going to be there, you either got to tool it to the right, you know, for the outside, or the left on the outside, or you got to make a quick decision and get a soft one over. And that time Adams went power through. Nice middle attack by Legend. And great defensive stuff block in the middle by Chaparral. So Chaparral toughening up that middle. And it dropped right in front of them. So point's going to go to the Titans. Ellis tied on the net. Here comes Shelton down the line. Looked in. And it was. Seven to 5. Ellis back to serve for Chaparral, the Wolverines. Winners of the first 2 sets. Here's a quick to Nikki Kennedy. Stuff. Shelton along with Hannah Reynolds. Great combination there. Again, bolstering that middle block. Ball goes sailing out of bounds. Service error for the Chaparral Wolverines. 8 serving 6 now with Guilford at the serve. Here's Shelton on the middle attack. Great dig by Bredahl. Foster with the roll spike off of Ellis. Great save by Thorpe. Going to be a free ball, and Shelton mishandles it. That's a tough ball to really guide. Comes over your shoulder, and you have to be able to concentrate on it coming over your shoulder and still see and read the court. 9 serving 7. Service error for Legend. Shelton back to serve. Back, oh, there's a slide. And this one coming from Laura Williams. Williams didn't swing through it well enough. Her contact was pretty high and stayed high. The ball went sailing out of bounds. 7. Chaparral, 10 Legend. So 10-7 with Sophie Brennan at the serve. Here's the swing by Stanley, forcing Boughton to dive. She lays out for it, can't keep it up. Kill. Credited to Stanley. 10-8. Legend leads it on the serve. Thorpe. She has a really nice line drive jump serve rather. Middle kill, that middle attack, when you get it going for Legend. And Nikki Kennedy, the junior, 6'3", long, good size, good speed as we said, really can make you pay. Legend now up by 3, 11-8. Stanley just has to free it over. Quick to Kennedy. Blockers pick it up. Outside Bredall. Thorpe puts her hands up. Saved by Shelton. Frees it over. Down ball by Thorpe. Quick again. Kennedy. No one's there. Went back to the moneymaker, and that was Nikki Kennedy. Makes Chaparral play in a long rally. We've seen some great rallies. Legend comes on top of that one. TR Ellis wants a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Legend leads at 12-8. You're watching State High School Volleyball here at the Denver Coliseum live on CHSAA.tv. Legend leads it. Must-win situation in set 3. Mary Kay Morrow with Chaparral and Legend in Pool 3 competition. There's a kill. Talk about going back to your bread and butter. If it's not Shelton, it's Stanley. Puts it away for the kill. 12-9, Legend leads it on the service. Into the match for Chaparral, Erin Moydell, 5'3" senior. Fantastic server. Quick in the middle, Kennedy. Soft hit. Roll spike on the way by Moydell, and she finds an open spot. She went wide, radical angle, and Foster could not get there. And now it's 12-11. Actually, make that 12-10. Legend leads it. In the middle, great stuff block, triple block on Bredall. We're gonna have to replay it. Ball comes over from another court, and that'll happen often when you've got 5 going simultaneously. That's right, simultaneously. 3A, 4A, 5A action, terrific atmosphere. Great turnout from the various communities around the state to be here. You got the Southwest represented, the North, the Southeast, the West, and Metro Denver. Here's the set by Brennan. Outside it goes, this time from Chaparral. Stanley's spike picked up. Thorpe keeps it alive. Here's Stanley with the dink. Great dig by Brennan. And Foster trying to make it over on the 3rd attempt, and it just falls short, about 3 feet from the net. Chaparral creeps to within 1, 3-0 run here, 12-11. Moydell continues. Moydell, as we said, a great server. Ace ties it up. She knows how aces work. She had some key ones the last 2 state tournaments. Both championship victories for this Chaparral squad. Okay, there's a quick to Nikki Kennedy. No one's home. Shelton couldn't even, barely got her knees bent. Moydell crumbled before it could get, she could get any closer. 13, serving 12. Fountain on the serve for the Legend Titans. 4-0 run to get back to tie it up and then get back in it for Chaparral. Back set on the slide. Nice hit there by Jalen Adams. And look at the middle attack again. This one coming from Bredall. Legend really exposing the middle. Interesting enough because Chaparral's put up some great blocks, but they're mixing it up enough on the Legend side, forcing Chaparral to earn some points a different way, and in the meantime, get some points of their own. Legend goes right after the libero Thorpe, who's very, very consistent. And now with a 15-12 advantage. Legend leads it. Outside, Stanley. Roll spike. Here's Brettall over the block. Shelton with a great dig. Nice swing by Shelton, or rather by Stanley. Outside is Brettall. And Moydell goes down hard, trying to keep that ball up, and it goes sailing out of bounds into the net. A 16-12 advantage. Timeout on the floor for Chaparral. It was 12-8, then it was tied 12-12, and since it was tied 12-12, a 4-0 run as Legend answers the 4-0 run by Chaparral. Must-win situation for the Titans. Adams State University celebrates a diverse student population, academic excellence, and athletic success. ASU is focused on treating each student as a unique individual with the potential to positively contribute to their community, nation, and the world. For more information, visit adams.edu. That's adams.edu, Adams State University. For complete state volleyball tournament and state football playoffs, go to coloradopreps.com. Thanks to our friends at Colorado Preps Network, covering high school sports around the state of Colorado. Legend Boughton on the serve, up by 4, 16-12. Ellis outside to Stanley, nice off speed. The changeup worked. You know, it wasn't the best pass, but Ellis doing a terrific job of making it work, and then you got an experienced hitter like Stanley on the serve now. Oh, bullet, laser hit, and nice quick, right in the middle. Count it. Casey Guilford puts it away. Legend back on top by 4, 17-13. On the serve is Brettall. Jump serve, beautiful, into the 6. Set over by Ellis, great read by the setter. Sarah Ellis, the 5'11 senior. The 1 in that 5-1 attack by Shap. Now with Adams at the serve for 17-14. Legend gets it over, and right place, right time for Jessica Sufer. The right side, as she found, was one person available, and it goes off the arms in the back row of Chaparral. Legend hanging on to that 4-point lead, up 18-14. On the service, coming from Kennedy Hopp. She's back into the game for the back row, giving Nikki Kennedy a breather. She comes out when it's back row time. Back set on the way. Off speed by Laura Williams. Hard swing by Shelton, picked up by Boughton. Into the net was Foster. She tried to stay away from the line and away from the net, but her body had crossed over just enough to count it as a point for Chaparral. 18-15 here in set 3. Legend on the jump set. Great job by Brennan to get it to Foster. Off the blockers for the point. Point inside out for Legend. Serving it up will be number 15, Casey Guilford. And Guilford, a freshman, as we said, came up from the JV ranks, and as soon as Kennedy Hopp got hurt, Willems went to the right side, went to the right side, and Guilford was brought in. One-hander by Ellis, and Pasick, or rather not Pasick, but that was Hannah Reynolds trying to do her best with the one-hand set by Ellis. And it worked. Shelton will go back to serve, her team down by 3, 19-16. As Abby Shelton on the year has 42 aces. And she is denied on that one. Point Legend. Legend first to 20 here in set 3. 20-16. Titans leading. Oh, and Shelton mishandles, but great save by Ellis. Quick in the middle, it's Kennedy. Can Thorpe get her? She does. Thorpe gets there. Free ball over. Terrific defensive effort by Shep outside. And there's Bredall. Rally on the way. Free over by Stanley. Quick again. Double block on Kennedy. Outside it goes. This time Ferguson. Throwing her hand up is number 11, Kennedy Hopp. She can't keep it in the air long enough for anyone to get under it. And Shap will close the gap to 3. 20-17. Legend leads it with Thorpe, an excellent server, behind the line. Goes to the 1 spot to Boughton. Nice swing by Bredall. Outside it goes. Stanley into the blockers. Out. Good effort by Foster and Kennedy. Unfortunately, the ball hits off their hands such a way it goes trailing out of bounds. Shep pulls it within 2, 20-18. Thorpe, a laser right over the head of Hopp. Great decision. It was right at her head. Ducked last second, allowing that service error. And a point for Legend. Foster will go back. Hopp will come out as Foster will come in at the serve. Legend 4 away from staying alive here in the match. 2-0 lead in the match for Chaparral. Dink by Stanley. Ellis in the middle to Adams. Brennan outside. Here's Bredall off the blockers. Good. Jamie Bredall, the sophomore. See why she's the top point scorer, an all-conference player, headed to play volleyball at the next level, Northeastern University in Boston. Terrific athlete. 22-18. Foster serves it up. Right to the 1 hole. Outside it goes. Stanley off the block. Kennedy and Bredall. 1-2 punch back in the face of Chaparral, leading it by 5 with 2 to go to win the set. 23-18. Foster tries the other side, goes to the 5 hole. Back set, Pasick gets it down. Here's a shoot set. Kennedy gets it over. Outside it goes. Here's Stanley. Dink. Oh, and the double block was there, but it fooled the blockers, so they were on their way down. Ball gets caught in between the blockers and the setters, blockers and the net. Point goes to Chaparral, 23-19. On the serve. Back in for Chaparral is Aaron Moydell. Back set. Here comes Bredall down the line. Is it out? Yes. Out of bounds. Moydell pulls her team with the service to 20. Excellent server. Good person to have for Shap. Behind the line. Middle attack. Bredall with the dink, and Chaparral can't handle it. Thorpe dove thinking it was going over the block, and Stanley was trying to handle it herself along with Adams to no avail. Set point right here. Boughton on the serve for Legend. 24-20. Ellis will go back to Stanley off the blockers. Foster, need one more player, a free ball over. Shelton to Ellis. Middle attack, Stanley off of Foster. Big swing. That's a big point for Chaparral. So 24-21, set point again with Stanley at the serve. At Boughton, the 5. Oh, Bredall with the dink. Thorpe sets up Shelton. She'll roll spike it. And look at that attempt. Nice job by Sufer. Outside Shelton, hard. Off of Brennan. That's a tough ball. When it's coming with that kind of velocity, tough to get your hands up or your body in place as Shelton makes Brennan pay. 24-22. Timeout on the floor by head coach Katie Windsor. And Windsor teaches English. As we said, she's a Eaton High School graduate. She was an assistant on the 2001 and 2002 state champion Smoky Hill teams. 2003, they made it to the semis. That was the year that Doherty won it. She was also the head coach at Smoky Hill from 2004 to 2007 before Legend opened. Jumped at the opportunity to start a program, and she said, you know what's great about our team? They all bought into starting and establishing a program, and here they are in the 5th year in a state tournament. 24-22, set point, and Legend still can't seal the deal, as that time it was Casey Guilford struggling. So 24-23, set point with Stanley serving. Boughton. Here comes Brettall off the arms of Thorpe. Anyone there? No one home. That was a great swing by Brettall, and finally Legend able to close out set 3 and get on the board with the win. 2-1. Chaparral leads it. Stay with us as we get ready for set number 4 in pool play action. Colorado High School girls 5A state competition at the Denver Coliseum. You're watching CHSAA.tv.
This Shannon Monahan is number 11 now. There's no Kennedy Hop. She is injured. She has her jersey.
Okay. So I said. Well, you know that makes sense. Hops was injured. There you go. But she was on the schedule. Okay. So tell me again.
Okay. So Shannon, yeah, there you go. Cross that off. And Shannon Monahan is 11. I guess the story is she lost her jersey, so she's borrowing hers. She's injured right now.
Yeah, so I'll correct that.
I mean, they could have just moved to B6 jerks it. I know. Here we go, ladies! Yeah! Why didn't that guy just come over here and tell me that? I didn't understand what he was saying. Well, Shannon, she's not, and I'm like, okay. So who? Because I even asked her, I was like, why is it listed as two orders?
All right, we're getting set for the 4th set. Best of 5 here. Legend wins set 3 to stay alive. 2-1. Chaparral leads it. In the middle, that attack has been so strong for Legend. Starting off with the first point is the Legend Titans. 1-0, they lead it. So the way it looks like this. First set, Chaparral 25-16, 25-22 in the second set, and then Legend 25-23. Excellent effort. Good set. Now we're going into set 4, Legend up by 1. Stanley off speed, forcing Foster almost to do a somersault as she gets the ball down for the point. 1-1. We are tied, and Thorpe to serve for the defending state champion, Chaparral Wolverines. All right, Boughton in the 5-hole. Middle attack. Bredahl off the block. Good. And the Legend Titans carrying a little bit of momentum from that third set over into the fourth set. Lead it by 2-1 over Chaparral. These two teams met for the league championship of Continental. Chap won that one. Legend finished with a 9-2 record. One game behind Chaparral. Chaparral's only loss coming at the hands of Highlands Ranch in league play. Want to make a roster correction. When I had mentioned that Kennedy Hopp was injured, and that's why Casey Guilford, number 15, was in, the roster still said that Hopp was playing, so we were identifying her as number 11. Well, apparently, number 11 is really Shannon Moynihan, or Monahan, rather, 5'5" senior defensive specialist, who has been coming in and playing for the Legend Titans, but using the same jersey as Kennedy Hopp. So, want to make that correction. Number 11 is Shannon Monahan. Number 11 for the Legend Titans, a 5'5" senior. We'll be seeing her here shortly. All right, there's the serve by Bredahl. Roll spike by Morgan Stanley, and right there, great defense. Legend read it really well. Williams and Kennedy, along with Guilford, triple block that time. Brendahl goes right after the libero, and Thorpe, one of a few times she will mishandle a serve receive, and Legend fires it up and pulls ahead by 3, 5-2, nice jump serve. Again, back at Thorpe. Go where you're gonna get it, get the points, and hit by Stanley, picked up by Legend, although the set was a little off, and that was short of number 13, Jessica Sufer. So, point Chaparral, side out, 5-3. And Legend again taking advantage in the middle, gets the point in the side out. 6-3 for the Titans. Starting to feel comfortable on the state floor. First time here at the Denver Coliseum and making a state appearance in its 5th year as a school out of Parker, Colorado. That is a hotbed down there in Douglas County in the south side of the metro area. Going into the net was Adams. Looked like she hit the tape, and instead they're going to say it fell in front of Casey Guilford, went off her fingertips and fell straight down. So Shap will get the point. 6-4, Legend leads it. Adams on the serve. Ooh, a bullet at Boughton. Setting it over is Bredahl. Back out is Guilford, and Boughton will roll spike it over. Outside. Here comes Shelton into the block. And Guilford and Williams, freshman and freshman. How about that? The freshman duo, fantastic stuff block on one of the best in the league, if not the state, and that's Abby Shelton, an all-stater herself. Shut down. Legend 7, Shap 4. On the slide. That was Reynolds, and Shap can't keep it alive. Shelton talking to her team now. This is where you need that senior leadership, she and Stanley. Trying to keep some composure as the Wolverines find themselves down 8-4 to Legend. Legend down 2-1 in sets. Shelton dinks it over. Williams is there. Ball kept alive. Somebody's got to get it over on the free ball. That's going to be Kennedy. Here's a quick block by Kennedy, picked up by Foster. Set over by Bredahl. Outside, Shelton down the line, out. And Shelton's approach is so darn quick. Legend not able to get the block up. Just got lucky that it didn't stay in. And I'm actually blocked by the bench of the Titans, so that ball actually was in for Chaparral. Point inside out, and Legend gets the ball back. So 9-5 Legend with Sophie Brennan on the serve. Brennan will go right down the middle to Stanley. Outside it goes to Ferguson off the block. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Great job by Ferguson to play off the fingers. And Shelton will serve with her team down by 3. Shelton goes right after Monahan. Swing by Foster. Ellis outside. Stanley into the block, but it stays right in front. Instead of tipping over, it stayed right in front of Kennedy. Almost seemed like Kennedy was starting to come down when that ball hit her fingers. 9-7, Shap closes the gap. Boughton, nice serve save, quick. Kennedy gets the swing and off of Shelton. That's just a great place for Kennedy to hit the ball. You got Shelton on the serve, and as she comes back into the court, the action was so quick in the middle that the attack went right back at the server, not allowing Shelton enough reaction time. 10-7 Legend in the lead. Set number 4, outside it goes. Back set, Ferguson, off some fingers. 10-8 Chaparral. Thorpe back to serve. She has been steady back there for Shap and hits it. Boy, I gave her a big jinx. As she sends that one, a service error into the net. Extending Legends lead now to 3. 11-8. Set 4. Fountain on the serve. Going after the 6. Outside it goes. Here's Stanley down the back line. She went into that corner, and Foster didn't get there in time. Kill for Stanley. 11-9. Chaparral will serve, and here's Aaron Nordell. Nordell, fun to watch back there at the serve. Jump serve goes at Boughton. Brennan on the quick. Beautiful. Guilford, no block was up. No block was up. Somehow, Shap not realizing what play was called and what the potential was, and the block was not up. Legend takes advantage, 12-9. Oh! And almost a to get the friendly roll here at the Denver Coliseum off the top of the net. And the Legend, the Titans get lucky on that serve. Ace. And a timeout by Chatfield. We'll take one too. 13-9, Legend leads it here in the 4th set over Chaparral. You're watching CHSAA.tv. Brendel back to serve. Her team leading 13-9. Here's Stanley. Picked up in the back row. Brendel on the quick. Guilford off the blockers. And no one home deep in the corner. 14-9. Well, Legend is finding some holes in that Chaparral defense. Brendel again. Oh, and another lucky serve. Strong off the tape. It could go either way, and she gets it for the 2nd time in this stretch on the ace. 15-9, extending that lead for the Titans. 6-point advantage. Brendel again. Bredall, rather. Here's a set outside. Roll spike by Stanley. Outside it goes to Sufer. Tip at the net. Had a joust opportunity. Legend tips it back over. That's Guilford. Outside, Stanley throws it down. Didn't get all of it. It looked like she kind of got just the top portion of her hand, but it was enough to go through the fingertips of the block. So Shap gets the point inside out, but not before. 5 in a row for Legend. Guilford strong off the block. Picked up by Chaparral. Ellis, smart decision to send it over. Legend was available. All right, outside it goes by Super. There's the swing by Kennedy. No, actually that was Williams. And Williams shaking her head. She knew she was a little off on the timing. It goes sailing out of bounds. So 15-11. Chaparral with the serve by Stanley. Brettel backs it. Sufer picked up by Moydell. Outside Shelton, blocked by Guilford. And a roll spike attempt there. Gets it over by Shelton. Outside Williams. Off-speed hit. And actually, it was more of a miss hit than an off-speed, but Williams makes it work as Legend. Taking some lucky swings and also getting some lucky bounces off the tape on the serve. And speaking of serve, back in is Shannon Monahan, the 5'11 senior, to serve it up as Legend leads it by 5. Outside it goes. Shelton's going to throw it down. Blocked by Guilford. Williams is going to set it and allow Moynihan with the down ball. Here's the slide attempt by Adams, blocked. Good effort by Guilford and Foster. Bretall jumps set outside, got it, and that was Foster putting it away. Miranda Foster, 5'10 senior, one of the best verticals. You saw her athleticism as she gives her team a 6-point advantage, 17-11. Another timeout for T.R. Ellis's Chaparral Wolverines. Well, Chaparral won the first set 25-16. Then the second one 25-22 in a hard-fought battle where they went on a 6-1 run to finish out the set after being down 21-19. And then Legend was actually up in the third set 24-19 before surviving and finishing it off 25-23. So Legend doesn't want to see it happen the same way here in set number 4, where it leads 17-11. For your next stay in Denver, check out the Red Lion Hotel, Denver Central. It's a unique hotel located between downtown Denver and DIA. That's the Red Lion Hotel on Quebec Street in Denver. Monahan on the serve for Legend. Outside it goes Shelton. Oh, and Monahan gets a hand on it, and it was probably a good decision to put her hand out there, because if Shannon Monahan had let that one go, it would have probably touched inside the back line anyway. Adams on the serve. Her team down by 5, 17-12. And a service error by Adams gives a freebie to Legend. Back to a six-point advantage, 18-12. Guilford on the serve. Outside Shelton, off the blockers, picked up by Foster. And Bredall back to Foster, and who puts it away? But great energy. Did you see Foster? She and Bredall, the energy now. This Legend team has come alive here in set 3 after the win, or rather in set 4 after the win in set 3. They've got the defending champs on its heels. Ace service. And that's Guilford. Casey Guilford, as we said, coming off the junior varsity and playing a big part of this state tournament team for Legend. Free ball by Moynihan, and Monahan just a little bit off on the hit. So passed it over the net and it just went wide. So Shap down by 7, but Legend first to 20, leads it 20-13. Nice dig by Shannon Monahan, and a kill by Foster. Terrific up by Monahan, allowing Foster the elevation in her athleticism. Powers it through again, and Chaparral's having trouble getting the block up. The Titans are doing a good job of switching it up and keeping Chaparral off balance. Now at the serve is the sophomore setter, Brennan. Middle attack, Shelton, triple block. Thorpe outside to Pasick. Pasick is just going to bump it over. Brennan quick to Kennedy. Picked up, beautiful dig by Ellis. Outside, oh my. You know what, that was Morgan Stanley. Back row attack, and she's too strong. Goes out of bounds, 22 to 13. Legend just 3 away from tying it up at 2 apiece. Right at Pasick, Thorpe. This is going to be a free ball. It's going to be a roll spike by Stanley. Brennan, quick to Kennedy. Picked up by Shap. Shelton off the blockers. Yes. So point Chaparral. 22 to 14. Now Shelton is at the serve. Legend can't let the Wolverines back in. If you're Chaparral, you need a strong attempt here on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Great block, stuff block by Shap. 22-15. Shelton serves it right at Bounton in the 1 hole. Outside it goes to Brettall, and she's going to go wide. So Chaparral starting to feel a momentum swing, and this is what you do. When you're the defending state champs, let's make that the 2-time defending state champs. You understand what it means to keep fighting and what it takes to win. Oh, beautiful float serve, drops off the shelf right in front of Shannon Monahan. Tough ball to field. And she could not dig it up. Timeout on the floor by head coach Katie Windsor for the Titans. Chaparral creeps to within 5, 22 to 17. Legend leads it. 4 in a row for Chaparral. Our state tournament coverage is presented in part by College in Colorado. Explore your career options from sports broadcasting to electrician to nursing. Take a virtual tour of campus and find financial aid at collegeincolorado.org. That's collegeincolorado.org. Well, Legend really playing hard. Cannot let the succumb to the pressure. Chaparral with Shelton at the serve. To Monahan. Brennan to Brettall. Oh, Brettall on an off speed. Gets it to drop. And it was like a change up there. Brettall with a big smile. Got to take the luck as well as the good as Legend continues on. 2 more to win this one. Block is up off of Stanley. Boughton's going to roll spike. Thorpe to Ellis. Back sits on the way. Pasick. Pasick comes through big as she has been in the match sporadically and puts in a big swing. As Reynolds will take a seat. And back in is Adams with Thorpe at the serve. 23 to 18, 5-point Legend advantage. In the middle, Brettall. Great middle attack and good response to adversity. Legend starting to feel the pressure, but they are not backing down. 1 point away, set point right here with Bounton on the serve. Legend floats it to Pasick. Ellis outside. Here's Stanley down the line, no one home. The kill by Stanley keeps Chaparral's hopes alive of trying to win this set and win the match. 24-19, set point once again. On the serve is Moydell. Brennan on the quick with Guilford. Point and win for Legend, 25-19 over Chaparral in set number 4. We're headed to number 5, folks. Best of 5, and we are tied at 2 apiece, 25-19, as the Titans from Legend, first time appearance in a state tournament, ties up the 2-time defending state champions with the victory. Hang on grab a drink and come back and watch this one. We've got the 5th set coming up. Best of 5, but the first 1 to 15. You're watching Colorado High School volleyball action state tournament live on CHSAA.tv. All right, we're getting ready for set number 5 from the Denver Coliseum. Live coverage of Colorado High School Class 5A State Girls Volleyball Tournament action. The Legend Titans. First time appearance in a state tournament. The school just 5 years old. They had its first graduating class last year in a battle against the 2-time defending state champion Chaparral Wolverines. A team that Legend dropped its only, or rather, dropped one of 2 Continental League games and finished second behind Chaparral, as a chance to upset them in state competition. First 1 to 15. Shelton on the serve. Ball comes right back. Back, set, and the kill by Ferguson off the block, and on the board first, Chaparral. This is set 5. Chap in the lead 1-0, Shelton on the serve. Abby Shelton, the senior, an all-state player. Key in the last 2 state championships for this Chaparral team, trying to lead her team into an advancement in pool play. Free ball by Legend. Shoot set. Reynolds is blocked in the middle by Kennedy. Monahan, nice pass. And a great shoot set by Brennan to Kennedy, and off the hands of Chaparral in the front line, and we're tied at 1. Points at a premium, every single one. Value points right here. 15, that's all you got to get. First 1 to 15. Oh, tough ball to give back on the service error, and a point to Chaparral. So Maddie Thorpe, terrific libero and server at the serve for Chaparral. Bredall on the middle attack, good. And just like that, Legend ties it up after giving it back on the service error. Bounton to serve. Who will she go after? Shelton's kind of in no man's land, like a defensive, like a free safety back there. Stanley goes up for the big swing off the blockers. Good. So look for Chaparral to go to its money makers, and that's Shelton and Stanley. On the season, Shelton 349 kills, 42 aces, and Stanley 329 kills. That's Guilford. No touch call. Ball goes sailing out of bounds, 4-2 Chaparral. Now, certainly you could look at this and say, hey, Chap's got the experience. However, Legend is hungry. They're making a great first match appearance here. They want to make it a win. Brennan sets it over. Is it a double touch? Let's see what the call is. Yeah, missed touch there. So it'll be point. No, 4. It was called a 4-hit, excuse me, by Shap. So point to Legend, 4-3, served by Bredahl. She's had an outstanding match thus far. Set over by Moydale. Jump set by Bredahl to Guilford. That was talent right there. Great effort as she was moving backwards towards the 10-foot line, and she was able to get it in front of Guilford enough. The freshman converts. Bredahl on the serve. We're knotted at 4 apiece. First one to 15. Roll spike from the back row. Shelton quick in the middle. Guilford is blocked by Stanley. That was a big stuff block by the senior, Morgan Stanley. Shap takes the edge, 5-4, as Shelton goes back to serve. Jump set deep into the 5-hole. Back set goes to Super, and Super finds the spot. Cross court, and Super helps Legend tie it back up at 5 apiece. Monahan in to serve as Super takes a seat. Shannon Monahan, the 5'5" senior. Right at Moydale. Back set to Adams. Adams through the block. Guilford to Foster. Nice roll spike. Outside it goes. Here's Shelton right at Bredahl. An amazing dig as the Titans keep it alive. Guilford, 1, 2. Nice dig by Stanley. Up high is Shelton, and she is stuffed by Williams. Now that ball was a great 1v1 play, but it went off of Williams and out of bounds. So the point's going to go to Chaparral, who leads it now 6-5. What a terrific match this is. Second one in a row to go 5. Guilford finds a seam. She went right on the angle between Moydale and Stanley. And we are knotted at, well, we're not. Yeah, we are knotted. I was going to say the clock changed and now changed it back to 6 apiece. Dink by Shelton. Outside, Williams goes to Foster. Great quick release on the wrist as she just pulled the trigger and it went straight down the middle. Legend takes the lead, 7-6. Last match, Heritage and number 2 Eagle Crest went 5, and Heritage upset Eagle Crest in the first of pool play matches. And Chaparral takes it off the block and ties it back up at 7 apiece. So Ellis is back to serve. Sarah Ellis, who's been so instrumental at the set for, tight set by Bredahl. Great set. And there's a kill on the outside of Rose Spike by Ferguson. Now Shelton's going to have to take it from the back row, do the same. Jump set outside, Foster! No doubter as she puts it down and away. No one home. 8-7, Legend in the lead. Brennan at the serve for Legend. Great support here coming from the Parker School. Right behind us here at court number 5, live from the Denver Coliseum. Brennan keeps it alive. There's Bredall. Back set by Williams. Stuff! And Ferguson has Kennedy and Bredall on the stuff block and lead it by 2, 9-7 with the timeout. We'll keep it right here. What a fantastic effort. Legend confidence growing, and confidence is so key in volleyball. You talk about momentum swings, confidence right up there with on how it will change the framework of a match. And Legend lost sets 1 and 2. That's right, sets 1 and 2, 25-16, 25-22. And is close to pulling off possibly the impossible with a 25-23 and 25-19 wins in sets 3 and 4, leading set 5, 9-7, 6 away from the match win. All right, Sophie Brennan trying to do her part here on the service for Legend. Goes after Pasick, nice pass. Middle attack by Chaparral is stuffed again, this time by Kennedy. And a 3-point edge. Sophie Brennan, 3 in a row. Pasick, Ellis, Ellis's pass is back, so it's gonna be a free ball. Here we go, Monahan, quick to Kennedy, off the block, and all it was Shelton. Chaparral is being caught out of position and not being able to cover that net in the middle. They have got to cover the middle attack by Legend. They are exploiting it, and now a 4-point advantage at 11-7. TR Ellis wants a timeout. We'll take a quick one here too. 11-7, Legend leads it over Chaparral. You're watching live coverage of 5A State High School basketball on CHSAA.tv. And we're back to live action, and this one goes off the block and out of bounds, and it will be point inside out for Chaparral. And who's back there but one of the captains, one of the best in the state, Abby Shelton. 47 aces on the year, make that 40. Almost had one in there, all right, so still 47, but nonetheless a point for Chaparral. 2 in a row now, 11-9. Goes back at Monahan. Brennan, and there's Bredall. Strong hit, picked up in the back row by Shap, and putting it away is Stanley. 3 in a row. And I'm sure, you know, Coach Ellis, she knows what this team is capable of, and they have got to step it up, and that is what they are doing. They were down by 4, they pulled it within 1. Boughton now, Brennan outside to Foster, roll spike. Shelton with a nice pass. Back set to Ferguson, off the block, and Pasick. I thought it was Ferguson, it was Pasick on the kill. And we are tied at 11 apiece, timeout Legend. So 4 in a row with Shelton at the serve. She is a tough, tough server, and she is making Legend feel it. Now this is where Legend needs to turn that confidence back up and continue to cover the net, tighten up the D a little bit. And that's what's got them into this 5th set after being down 0-2. They have rallied back. All right, Shelton. Serving tough, tough, tough. We're tied at 11. Monahan, nice pass. There's Bredahl off the blockers. Shelton passes it. Ellis outside Stanley. And Monahan got a hand on it, laid herself out, could not keep the ball up, and Shelton serves her 5th in a row. 3 away from taking the match. Here's Shelton to Boughton. Quick to Kennedy and into the net. It's going to be 4 hits. She hit the top of the tape. The block was there, but more importantly, she hit the top of the tape. Another timeout. 13-11. We'll step aside briefly. You're watching 5A State volleyball action live on CHSAA.tv. Thirteen to 11. We're in the 5th and final set of the first pool play match between the defending 2-time state champions Chaparral, leading at 13-11 over Continental League rival, and first-time appearance by Legend Titans off the block, and Legend fights back as it has this entire match. 13-12, stopping a 6-0 run by Chap. On the serve, Foster. Foster, the 5'10 senior. Right at Thorpe. Ellis hurries. Gets it to Morgan Stanley, and that was not one of her best hits, but you know what? You don't always have to have the power. She did what she could with the set, and she jumped straight up from the 10-foot line and put it down. Match point right here. Thorpe on the serve at Bredahl. Brennan back to Bredahl. Power off of the block and stuffed. 15-12, and an incredible match just witnessed by the people here at the Denver Coliseum and you all on the web. A fantastic effort by the Legend Titans in its first state high school volleyball match against the defending state champs. They go down 15-12 in set 5 in a fantastic effort. And Chaparral came on strong. They were down 11-7, went on a 6-0 run and finished out 8-1 to win the match. And the final score, 25-16, 25-22 for Chaparral, and then losing at 23-25, 19-25, and winning 15-12 as they get ready tomorrow to play their second pool match. And Legend will have to recover from this one. They've got one in 2 matches from now against Cherokee Trail, so it won't get easier. You've been watching live coverage of the State High School Colorado Girls Volleyball State Tournament from the Denver Coliseum live on CHSAA.tv. Join us again from Denver. Thank you for watching CHSAA.tv.